Good evening, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Welcome to TCM, where Friday nights in May belong to Gregory Peck. He is our star of the month. Tonight, our focus is on a genre Peck returned to several times throughout his career, the Western. We begin with a compelling psychological Western from 20th Century Fox in 1950, directed by Henry King, The Gunfighter. Peck stars here as Jimmy Ringo, a notorious gunfighter widely known as the fastest draw in the West. It is a reputation that comes with a significant downside. Everybody wants to take a shot at Ringo to see if he can be the man to bring Ringo down. As the movie begins, Ringo is eager to give up his violent lifestyle and settle down. But this is a movie, so that has no chance of happening. He's drawn into one final showdown with a gang of brothers carrying a personal vendetta against him. The script for The Gunfighter came from William Bowers and William Sellers. They initially did what I imagine most screenwriters who'd written a Western did in the middle of the 20th century. They took their screenplay first to John Wayne. Wayne loved it and wanted to play Jimmy Ringo, but he was only willing to pay $10,000 for the rights to the screenplay. The writers wanted Wayne, but they also wanted to get paid, so they took the project to Fox and got a better offer. John Wayne was not pleased. Gary Cooper was under consideration for the part, but it finally went to Gregory Peck, one of the top stars in the business. He'd only been making movies for 6 years at this point, but he already had 4 Oscar nominations. Still, Peck was seen as an unusual choice for the role of a skilled gunfighter. Many felt Peck presented as too intellectual to play a violent man of action, but as you'll see, The Gunfighter is no action-packed Western. Most of it takes place in a saloon, and the film is really more of a psychological study of one man during a few critical hours of his life. For that kind of role, Gregory Peck was a natural. He delivered one of the finest performances of his great career up to this point, though studio boss Darryl Zanuck did have one major objection, and that was Peck's facial hair, specifically the thick handlebar mustache he has in the film. More about that after we see the movie. From 1950, also with Millard Mitchell, Gene Parker, and Carl Malden, Gregory Peck in The Gunfighter. Gregory Peck liked the script for The Gunfighter and was eager to play Jimmy Ringo, but he had one condition. The movie had to be directed by Henry King. King had just directed Peck to an Oscar nomination in the 1949 psychological war picture 12 O'Clock High. They worked so well together, they collaborated on a total of 6 movies. In preparing The Gunfighter, King and Peck did extensive research into the period and discovered that men of the Old West were rarely as clean-cut and clean-shaven as men of the 1950s. So they decided to give Jimmy Ringo a shaggy haircut and a handlebar mustache. Well, when studio executives at Fox saw the rushes, they hated the look. I imagine they thought they'd paid for the clean-cut, chiseled features of Gregory Peck, but instead they got an actor who looked more like Wyatt Earp if he'd been a beatnik poet. Anyway, it was too late by then for retakes. The Gunfighter proved to be a hit with critics, but it was a disappointment at the box office, and studio boss Darryl Zanuck always blamed its commercial failure on Gregory Peck's hippie mustache. Zanuck didn't call it that, but he would have if the movie had been made 15 years later. Coming up, Gregory Peck returns along with Jennifer Jones and Joseph Cotten in an epic Western directed by King Vidor. Duel in the Sun is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Duel in the Sun, then Shootout, and later, Billy Two Hats. Gregory Peck's got a bee in his bonnet tonight.